Feeding the appropriate amount is complicated by the inability to see the shrimp eating, unlike catfish and trout. During the first month, shrimp are fed based on assumed survival and growth rates. The amount of feed offered during this period is small, and the consequences of incorrect assumptions are relatively insignificant. However, at the start of the second month, it is important to adjust daily feeding amounts based on the actual consumption of the shrimp. This can be done by placing about 1% of each feeding amount on each of several feeding trays. These are analogous to dinner plates made out of netting that is loaded with the feed allotment, lowered to the bottom, then checked about 2 hours later to evaluate consumption. If all the feed on each tray is gone, then the feeding rate is increased by 5 to 10%. The addition of feed and fertilizer to the pond greatly increases nutrient levels that stimulate dense populations of bacteria, phytoplankton, and zooplankton. These biological changes lead to dramatic changes in the water chemistry. The environment within a high-density shrimp pond, therefore, can degrade quickly from that of a natural estuarine habitat to that of a sewage treatment pond. During early morning hours, especially in the hot summer months, the high organic load in intensive ponds frequently leads to oxygen shortages, that is, levels less than 3 parts per million. Mechanical aeration is required to sustain suitable levels of dissolved oxygen. A variety of aquaculture aerators are available, including paddle wheels, aspirating jets, and air injection systems. Paddle wheels are the most common aerators. Usually 3 to 4 horsepower of aeration is used per acre of pond area. To evaluate water quality in intensive ponds, it is necessary to routinely monitor several parameters, including temperature, salinity, dissolved oxygen, pH, ammonia, nitrite, and hydrogen sulfide. Many of the parameters are relatively constant in pond systems and can be measured on a weekly basis. However, dissolved oxygen fluctuates erratically and should be checked at least once each day at dawn. Hydrogen sulfide is difficult to measure chemically at the parts per billion level. As an alternative, the pond manager should monitor the pond bottom for accumulation of black sludge with a characteristic rotten egg odor. Most problems with deteriorating water quality can be solved by early detection and use of increased aeration and water exchange. Water exchange rates are usually increased at monthly intervals from 5% in the first month, 10% in the second, 15 to 20% in the third, and 20 to 30% from the fourth until harvest. Seldom is it cost-effective to use chemicals or antibiotics for water treatment in ponds. Shrimp are susceptible to a variety of viral, bacterial, and parasitic diseases, but disease outbreaks are generally a secondary effect of stress associated with poor water quality or nutrition. The most effective method of preventing disease is to manage water quality to prevent stressful episodes such as low dissolved oxygen and to offer appropriate quantities of a well-balanced feed. If sick or dying shrimp are observed in the pond, arrange to send samples to your extension fish disease specialist for diagnosis. Without an accurate diagnosis, the appropriate treatment method cannot be determined. If ponds are constructed with a sloped bottom and a large drain, they can be harvested by draining the shrimp out with the water. This procedure involves slowly lowering the water level by 50% during the day before the harvest. Then, on harvest day, the remaining 50% is released quickly to drain the pond within about 8 hours. Shrimp generally hold back until the final 6 to 12 inches of water leaves the pond. Then they swim out through the drain pipe. Most American farms minimize harvesting labor by using a submersible pump designed originally for live harvesting of trout. This allows them to lift the live shrimp directly to a dewatering tower, after which they tumble into an ice bath. The shrimp are then conveyed to a scale for weighing in 50-pound lots. Finally, they must be packed between alternating layers of ice to hold their temperature near freezing. Because shrimp have a limited shelf life on ice, arrangements are generally made to have them processed and frozen at a shrimp processing plant. The typical processing procedure involves deheading, grading into size classes, weighing, packing into 5-pound waxed cardboard boxes, then freezing with a thin glaze. Marketing is one of the most overlooked yet essential aspects of shrimp farming. If shrimp are sold as a standard commodity item, they will compete directly with inexpensive imports. The successful farmer will seek innovative niche markets that offer a premium for shrimp produced or packed in a specific way. For example, rather than a 5-pound cardboard box designed for wholesale distribution, the farmer might arrange to have his product packed in a 1-pound transparent vacuum pack for retail distribution. Shrimp farming in the United States is a new business without a track record of success. Although America offers a large and immediate market, international competition is strong. The successful shrimp farmer must combine production and marketing skills while continually taking advantage of technological innovations. The future is bright for those who can produce seafood efficiently because wild-caught supplies are reaching their limit.